Shirt Show. All right, let's go.
Shirt Show! Talking shirt! Shirt Show! Talking shirt! Shirt Show! Talking shirt! Shirt Show! Shirt, man! All right! Episode 170 of Shirt Show. We're talking with Eric and Brittany from Inked Up Graphics in California. Let's go!
Hey there, cutie pie. Sorry.
Hey, my guy. I was going to say, you're tardy.
Dude, it's been busy as fuck. And
okay. So don't say anything else. I have right now, share your unfiltered thoughts on holiday weeks.
I don't think, well, I don't know. I don't really care.
What do you mean? So like, my point is that we're closed Monday, right?
Yeah.
And that fucks your week, not just for the week, but for the next week too, basically.
Yeah.
Because we're busy and then we're closed and people still want their shit, you know?
We're just swamped right now. We have like too much shit to do and everybody wants everything now or like a week ago. And we're a little short staffed because people are out maternity leave and everything else. And then, so like, I was in my office and I was like, I'm going to go home for lunch at noon. Went to the house, walked in, grabbed chicken salad, brought it back, sat here, and then a customer showed up, and then another customer showed up, needed picked up, and like there's nobody in the front office because either they're at lunch or just not here.
Yeah.
And then I literally sat down at my desk because I had just opened my salad, put dressing on it, everything, and I was like, I need to eat something. And it was fucking, what time is it now? Oh, it was 1:27. And I was like, I have to eat for 3 minutes.
Did you eat it all in 3 minutes?
No, I just ate as fast as I could. I got like maybe halfway through and I was like, I got to hurry up and get on. So I sat down and got on and it's just like.
Like the overall, whenever we have a holiday, man, it's just, because what happens then is, and it's great because you like this extra day off and all that stuff, but then you come back and it's Tuesday and the Tuesday is like a Monday, but it's double time for everything. And then we've got people out, like you said, we're doing, going through the same stuff and scrambling, trying to get stuff done. I'm on press. I'm helping Kyle with production. I am answering emails. I've been sitting, it's just wacky.
And it's also like 95 degrees outside. So that's cool.
That ended here. So we had a heat wave this last week, and now we gave it to you. Now it's beautiful. Like the next 10 days look awesome. Yeah,
we were like in the 70s for a week, and then now it's like fucking 90, 92. And that means the shop's like 98.
And then everybody, like that brings everybody down.
Right.
And you're like a little more irritated. So yesterday when I'm on prednisone again, like motherfucker, right? How many times I got to do this? But I'm tapering, but yesterday I came in and I was on 40 milligrams, which means 4 pills or 10 milligrams each. And I don't know when the last time you were on that shit was, but it like fucks with you. Like I was pissed. Like I had a short, like really short fuse, like something went wrong and I'm like, fuck, and people are texting me and I'm being a dick back. I know Alex, Easy Way, my phone rang and I didn't answer because I was in a bad mood. And then I was like, he's just butt dialing me anyway. And then he called again. So I'm like, well, what are the chances of 2 butt dials? And so I answer and I'm going, hey, just so you know, like I'm pissed, like right now. I'm on prednisone. This might be bad call. He goes, oh, it's okay, but well, it's going to be good. And so he made me feel better.
Good.
As Alex does. What else is going on for you?
My kids start school tomorrow.
Seems late.
Yeah, I mean, that's just where I am. It's usual. It's pretty normal. Yesterday, we ended up working late. They didn't leave here till almost 8, I think, 8:30. So I skipped out yesterday for a little bit and went and did the orientation. And it was hot as fuck in the school and like a million people. Like, I know you haven't done this in years, but like, and you didn't go to high school where your kid probably went to school, right? No, like you went somewhere else. Yeah. So like, going back to school for your kids, like orientations or like anything is so shitty because you see all the people you went to high school with, like
and teachers
and like all this stuff. And it's just like, there's people that you're like, oh yeah, I want to say hi to this person. There's other people that want to say hi to you that you definitely don't want to speak to. It just sucks. So there was that. And then, yeah, the kids start school tomorrow. And other than that, it's just been super busy here. We got so much stuff to do, so much stuff that needs approvals, which is a pain in the ass.
Right.
But whatever. Hey, it's better to be busy than not. So
Agree. Yeah, I'd rather have that. I'd rather live the life of busy than unbusy.
yeah.
So Joe had her official opening
How'd that
and dope as fuck. And then, we had, let's see, there was great turnout, DJ with the vibes. And then the best part, well, the second best part's JoJo, of course, but the second best part is the bartender.
Why? Was it you? You fucker.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, baby. I had the power. So like if you wanted something from the bar, that was me. And I had three choices. I can
just picture somebody coming up and be like, can I get a Diet Coke? And you're like, well, that's actually not good for your gut health.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to get the tips. I had a tip jar out there and I'm like, I'm taking care of people. I made $7.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. Celebrated the rest of the night after that. But so my options were Saks Fifth Avenue provided bottled water and it had their label on it. So it was like, looked like it was amazing. Water. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But so you had that choice, right? You could get a Costco 2022 Pinot Grigio. That's what I bought at a case.
Was it the leftovers from fucking shirt show?
That's gone. But no, it was the same wine though. I went there that day and bought a case. And then, we had a beer option. So Yingling, I think I'm saying that right. It's out of Pennsylvania, the oldest brewery in America.
I know, I've been there.
Oh, well, I think you might have told me that before. Yeah.
It's like in caves underground. Sweet.
Well, I had a lager. And so I would, when people came up, I told them that I had it displayed, like you could choose, like, when we go to events and they show you the choices. And so, I did really well. I made $7. I made some friends. I also made an enemy, I think. This dude came up. Two guys came up. I had no idea who they were. And I went through my spiel and I was like, so which one, what do you want? And the guy goes, I'll take a Pinot. So I started pouring his and the other guy started talking to me and asking me questions. And so I was kind of stopped for a second to answer the question. And apparently the guy was like, what are you doing? And so he goes, hey, just pour the wine. He said that to me. And so I just looked at him and I'm like,
so happy that happened to you. Because that's what you do to me when I'm on my phone.
What do I do?
You just stop and say, pay attention to me.
Yeah. He's like, just pour the wine. And I looked at him and I was thinking to myself, I bought this wine and this is my wife's thing. So I'm just, my back hurts.
You should have finished pouring it and then stirred it with your finger and then handed it to him.
I think my healthy fighting self, good back, probably just would have been like, hey bud,
or you could have just sipped it real quick before you gave it to him and said dad tax and then handed it to him.
Dad tax? Oh, is that what you do to your kids?
Yeah.
You're such an asshole. No, I don't know. I just smiled it off, brushed it off and smiled and said, whatever, I'm not here. This is her thing. Let's not cause any problems. It
would have been better if you broke the wine bottle and fucking stabbed him with it.
True. Probably would have. Yeah. I think I like that. Next time.
Best choice. All right.
Don't you wish you could go back when things happen and react differently to stuff?
Oh, fuck yeah. So many things in my life.
Not even just react, but say different things. Something happens and you say, you want to say this, but instead you're cool about it. And then you're driving home. You're like, man, I should have said, go fuck yourself, whatever.
Dude, so many times.
Yeah. We need those redos. We need to be able to go back and just insert ourselves into that moment and do it again, like a do-over. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put my foot in my mouth way too many times. So I need that reduce. But Joe did good. She flinging paintings or doodles.
Yeah. Yep. Killed it today. So tomorrow she has, man, this thing is nonstop because it's like she's on a, what do they call that when you promotional tour? When you have a movie or you have something that's coming out and you go around and do all these things. So she has tomorrow. There's a what's it called? Hot list party. Yeah, I'm going. I'm on the hot list.
Mm-hmm. I love how Joanne laughed at that. I could hear her through the microphone. She laughed so loud.
Yeah. And then there's a live drawing for the Saks Fifth Avenue 51st anniversary or something like that. And then there's, she's in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch newspaper. There's an article, and also a couple of local magazines here. What are you doing? Take your phone.
See, this is what I mean.
You're going to have to put it on Do Not Disturb. You had your chances. Like I gave you plenty of chances. Strike 3. You are out.
Okay,
I'm waiting.
Dad, continue.
I'm going to wait.
I'm locked on.
Okay.
I'm going to fucking color some eyeballs and put them on the front of my glasses so that I can look all over the place.
What was I saying? What was I saying?
You ruined it. I don't know. You're saying Saks, hot party.
Oh, there's 2 local magazines where she's featured in an article about her, and they emailed her this weekend and said, hey, we're going to use your drawings for the cover of our magazines. Like how cool, like I couldn't find the right word. How rad is that?
Tell Joanne how proud I am of her.
We're so proud.
And
Dylan
then she
says
could get all that done and still deal with your bullshit and be able to get it done.
Dylan says he's really proud of you and also me, just for the support I give you and how much our love is special.
Exactly what I said.
Mm.
I got to tell you, I don't know how I saw it, but I think when Joe's family was there, I think she tagged Shirt Show or something. Is it Joanne's sister or cousin or something?
I don't know. What are you
she posted a photo of like you guys, like a family photo, like you were all like posed and you had a Shirt Show shirt on.
Oh yeah.
You look like you're like 12 years old in that photo.
Like that's a compliment you're saying.
Yeah, but you were like tiny. I don't know if you were like on your knees or something, but you literally look like you have your arms at your side and you're standing there. It looks like fucking Benjamin Button or something. Like you were fucking like who's this 10-year-old?
All of their family are like 7 foot tall behind me or something. No, I think some people were sitting, if I'm remembering the photo right, and I was kneeling, and then there was people standing. That's how it works, okay. Dylan.
All right. I just wanted to let you know I saw it and had a good laugh.
Good.
At your expense.
I'm so glad. I barbecued for her whole fucking family came. And first of all, they're all girls, like sisters, and they're insane. And they, when they're all together, it's like amplified exponentially in total insanity. Mm-hmm. And then dealing with that, and then my back, and then prednisone, and then I barbecued for 13 people. That's not easy. I don't know how you do it. Like, that's a big deal.
What did you barbecue?
Oh, the story's not going to be as good when I say
it was fucking hot dogs, wasn't it?
It was.
I do not feel bad for you that you had to make 13 hot dogs.
Well, more than 13 because people eat more than one. But yeah, probably 14.
Okay.
Let's do a little stretching, you think?
Yeah, it's been a while. Got to have lunch with Frank. That was nice.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys have?
I tried to pay and he lost his fucking mind. I love Frank, but it was worth it just to see his face when he fucking grabbed the waitress.
Yeah, he doesn't play around. Like, it's no joke. That's if you're in Chicago, don't pay for anything.
Seriously. You ready? Oh yeah, did you hear that? Frank.
It all starts with a screen, and whether it's new stretches or restretches, Frank and his team do it the best. To find out more, go to graphicscreenfashion.com, FFFFF.
Rank.com.
Or
greatfuckingscreens.com.
Yeah.
And also, Frank has a new website now.
No kidding.
Yeah, you can order right off the website.
Beautiful. So it's the same website, like the same.
It's just redone.
www or whatever.
It,
yeah. Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out. Cleaning screens is no fun, but EasyWay makes it way more funner. Their line of eco-friendly chemicals will make reclaiming screens a whole lot easier. Check them out at easyway.com. Easyway.
It's the easiest way.
By the way, you can get Easyway at
Screenprinting.com.
That's correct.
The Ryanette boys picked up Easyway, so you can get it there now.
The beautiful thing. If you or your art department can use some love, then you need to go to 1-900outstuff.com and get in touch with Nick or Lucas at Graphic Source and let them run your art department so you can run your...
Ass to the grocery store?
Yeah. What would you get right now if you were at the grocery store?
I would get Ben & Jerry's half-baked.
It's good stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The sugar-free kind, though?
No, absolutely not.
Yes, absolutely so.
Heart attack.
Absolutely so. Good choices, Dylan. It's all about that. Choosing the right emulsion for your shop is complicated, and that's why we love Chromaline. Go to chromaline.com to watch Kev's vids or contact him on Instagram at the Emulsion Guru and get the answers you
absolutely need.
Yeah, trying to get you involved, like we're,
I'm so involved.
doing this together.
I'm staring at your eyes because I'm afraid to look away.
You should be. That's the way I like it. Mm-hmm. If you're not using DTF or screen print transfers in your shop, then you are doing it absolutely wrong. So that's why we've partnered with Howard Custom Transfers to get you the transfers you need fast. Go check them out at howardct.com. Yep. With a P.
Hard P.
The bestest.
Hey, who do we have on today, bud?
Dilly, today we are chatting with Eric and Brittany from Inked Up Graphics, located in Redding, California. Do you know where that is?
No idea.
Northern. It's in NoCal.
California's so long. What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey, good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Are you talking about our location?
Yeah. We're just like there's somewhere in California.
Yeah, we're up here. We're about an hour and a half south of Oregon border.
Do you go to Oregon a lot?
No, really. Every now and then we do, but not too often.
Are you guys like screw Oregon? We're never going there. That place sucks.
Nah.
Not at all. I love Oregon, but but it's just we like to travel to different areas. We've been to Oregon quite a few times, but trying to expand our horizons. So
yeah. Are you guys in like the area where it's like, I don't know much about that area. I haven't been there, but is it like a lot of like hilly and mountains and nice?
I imagine, can I guess? I imagine giant redwood trees like that you can drive through.
The redwoods are close. They're further towards the coast, so we're a few hours from that. But yeah, a lot of mountains and lakes near us.
Yeah, a lot of nature surrounding us, rivers, mountains, lakes, and not far from like city. Yes.
Hot as balls in the summer.
Yeah, definitely very seasonal here.
Nice.
So I feel like we get a good mix. I think that Redding gets kind of a bad rap. I don't know. It's kind of a small towny vibe, but we're not that small. There's over 100,000 people here. So
that's not small.
Yeah.
My town has like 1,000 people. Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
A little different.
It's growing too. We're getting a lot of influx from like the Bay Area, and it's a good like real estate market here. So people where they can't buy in the Bay Area or even Sacramento area tend to come up here. So it's driving prices up. And
are you guys from there?
I was born and raised here.
Yeah, I was born further down south, like Santa Cruz area, but pretty much came up here when I was kindergarten.
Nice.
We lived here. Yeah, pretty much lived here all our life. We both moved away to go to school in San Francisco. It's about 3.5 hours south of here, so not too far. But,
together.
Yeah, a little backstory on us. We've been together just about 19 years now. So married for 7 years this month. It'll be 7 years.
What took you so long?
Oh, just wanted to make sure it was the right fit, Don't want to jump in too early.
You said you've been married 7, but together 19. You were with her 12, and you were like, I guess we'll work out.
Well, they met.
Exactly.
It sounds like they met in high school or whatever.
Brittany would have been just out of high school.
Well, no,
yeah.
we met in junior high, and we were just buddies for a long time. We had a good long-standing friendship before anything romantic happened, and then I guess, right out of high school, we, took things to the next level, or I was just right out of high school. He's 2 years older than I am. And so then we just built our business. We went to school.
Yeah, we were doing shit, man.
Yeah. We didn't have kids till after we got married.
You guys got right into business right after school?
No.
Well, right after school, yeah, kind of. But I mean, realistically, like got into screen printing probably like a year after we got together. So, I mean, like 18 years ago, I bought our first press and just a little 4-color single station piece of shit that grinded out with for a little while, but yeah, pretty much our entire life together, we've been in this industry.
We went to school to kind of pursue this a little bit more. He went to graphic design school and I went to fashion design school. I really thought I was going to be like a wedding dress designer. And then I got a little insight to that.
You watch Project Runway a lot.
Oh yeah. Yes. I had a couple people ask me if I wanted to be on it, and I was like, hell no, that sounds like so much pressure. And that kind of gave me a good insight to like what it would be like to design for, typical bride. So I was like, no, that's not going to be the route. But I still have a love for fashion design, but I definitely use it applied in this business and just like in the sense of like color theory and line planning and that kind of stuff.
What made you guys want to get into screen printing all the way back then?
I don't think we necessarily wanted to get into it. It kind of just, when I said I bought that first press, it was from a buddy of ours. We were just kind of partying over at his house one night, and they had bought a press and a little flash dryer, and their plan was to get into printing, doing clothing line. And I realized that thing was just sitting there. I didn't know shit about it, but I just offered to pick it up, buy it from them, and they ended up selling it to me and brought
like $300. I think.
Yeah, it's just super cheap. I mean, it was nothing great, but just to kind of get into it. So that was kind of the original start. That was our probably first garage shop that we started out of, 7 different garage shops that we've kind of been through. And we used to move like every year. So like every year I'd get to set up a new garage shop. So
really? Why?
I don't know. We're just rented for a while. So every year I feel like we're just moving on to a different house, different kind of setup.
To get more space, I think, ultimately was our goal, but yeah, various reasons. And then to go to school, we lived with roommates at one point, moved back from school. Yeah, we kind of joked when we bought our first house, we had lived in 10 different places together. So it was kind of crazy. We had like about a year at each spot prior to that. But like when we lived in the city, we moved into this house in Daly City, and that one wasn't our fault. We had a good setup there. But the upstairs neighbors stopped paying their rent. So we got foreclosed on. And then we decided to move into the heart of the city, and where we were in walking distance to a lot of stuff. And that was pretty cool for a little while it lasted, but it was just not really sustainable, and we couldn't start our business there. So when we were traveling to and from home, we would talk about like, okay, what are we going to name our business? And, what are we going to do? And it was always screen printing was the goal. Yeah, we just knew it wasn't going to be feasible in the city. So we decided to move back home, and here we are all these years later.
I was talking to somebody, I was actually just yesterday, about attrition rates, and they were like, so how many people do you think, like in the similar situation you just described, you buy a press for $300 with a flash or whatever it was, a dryer of some sort. How many people do you think do that and then just never take it any further? They're like, oh shit, this is actually hard. Like, oh, coating screens,
right,
or cleaning screens, like this is a hassle. I don't really like this. What do you think the percentage of people that actually keep going and, actually turn into a shop? Like what would be your guess?
That actually turn into a shop?
Yeah. Instead of saying, throwing in the towel and saying this sucks.
I'm going to go like 40%.
I was gonna go lower, like 25%.
Yeah, I
I'm
think.
thinking,
Yeah.
I'm thinking
What
like
do you guys
5.
think?
Dylan, what'd you say?
Like
yeah,
5.
That's really Dylan's the closest.
yeah.
Really? You
Yeah,
have an actual number on that?
Somebody told me it was 90 something percent. I can remember the number 90 something, never go further. Like, you
Oh,
know,
wow.
let's say you were to open an account at a screen printing place. They can look at their numbers and say, oh, well, all these accounts never bought, they only bought one time, they never bought again or whatever.
Right.
And yeah,
That's interesting.
I think because, maybe you watch a video or one of your buddies does it and you're like, oh, I can do that. Yeah, I'm going to, start a screen printing shop or whatever. And then you buy this stuff and then you start doing it and you're like, oh shit, wait, it's complicated.
Or you don't even get into it. You just have the equipment just sitting there.
I think for most people, it's like, I want to start a clothing line. And they're like, I don't want someone else to do it. I'll do it. And then again, they either their clothing line just fucking sucks. And like, it just doesn't work out. Or B, they just realize printing their own stuff sucks. And then they stop doing it again. So
yeah,
like there's so many people that try it and they're just like, yeah, I can't do this or whatever. You got to think that's got to be the case for most businesses and most things.
Yeah, I think what's smart now is if people are trying to DIY it, is just ordering pre-burned screens from a supplier. Send them your art, let them burn the screens, ship it back. I did that when we kind of first started. I think I had my first like 4-color process job. I think I sent it down to Anthem screen printing SF. It burned screens, shot it back, gave me the films in case I needed to reburn them myself, which I wouldn't have been able to at the time anyways. But I think that's a good way to get into it.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. It's hard because, like I said, and we've talked about this before, but like one of the most rewarding things for me is when I have an employee that leaves here and thinks like, oh, I can fucking do that. I can do what he does. And then they go out and buy like a setup. And it's not like, I'll talk about this because I don't give a shit. But like one of the guys that left here basically like kind of screwed us over when he left. It was like this whole thing. And he was like, oh, I could do what Dylan's doing. Fuck him, whatever. And then he went to Ryonet and bought like some like $30,000 kit of like the press, a dryer, flash, like all the inks, everything, like a whole setup. I don't think he got a single customer.
Jeez.
Which to me was just like, yes. Like
funny.
Yeah. Told you, buddy.
Because the thing of it is like they know one part of the business. Like he was a printer. Like he knew how to print shirts, but like there's a million steps before it even goes to press. Like even just being customer service and sales or like art and seps and like making screens and films and mixing inks and all that stuff. It's like, they just think, oh, I could do it. It's like, nah, dude.
It's not gonna a little more involved. Yeah. I think coding screens was like the biggest hurdle of mine. I mean, I used to make a fucking mess with that emulsion. I don't know why, but that was probably the biggest elite hurdle to get over, back in the day.
Yeah, before I had an actual real screen rack that I purchased from a supplier to code screens in, I used to use aerosol spray mist, and they all came with a cap. And so I would coat a screen and put a cap on each corner and then put a screen on top of it and then cap all the way up. So they were just caps. Yeah. It wasn't very sturdy. Like they could just crash down, but that's how I did it. I couldn't afford anything else. I mean, we all get started like in a certain way or whatever.
I don't even think I knew, but I think I had to lean them up against the wall. Honestly, I don't even think I knew any better. Emulsion's just dripping down on one end.
Emulsion's super thick on one side.
Yeah.
Well, he was completely self-taught. I mean, and starting this business that long ago, there wasn't all the resources there are now. So
there's a little bit, but I don't think I was really watching much of it. I did buy a little startup kit for Ryonet, but I think it was screens, quart of emulsion, and a squeegee encoder. It's about all I got.
I still have, for nostalgic reasons, like these prints that we first did in our very first garage. They're like an inch thick,
nice bulletproof.
Just like burnt, I guess.
Well, yeah. Coil flash dryer,
Definitely hang on to those because it's so fun to go back years from now and see. I have a screen. We never washed out a screen. It's actually wooden frame screen of a certain job I did. I pulled an all-nighter, like the entire night, printed manually on this 18 by 20 wooden frame. And we just kept it forever. We'll never get rid of it because, it was the first time I've ever done anything that hard. I almost seriously passed out a couple times.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Hang on.
Been there. Shit. Yeah.
How many times as you were talking, I was thinking to myself too, because about the people, the attrition rate, how many times have you wanted to quit or said, oh, fuck it, that's it. And then gone home and then wake up, come back the next day and you're fine. Like there's been more than several.
Every time they've moved.
Yeah. Well, I think their biggest time that happened was when we were still printing manual, like right before we bought the auto. I think it was like go auto or we're getting out of this shit, because just kind of burnt on pulling the squeegee.
Right.
So I think that was the turning point right there. We're like, if we're doing this, like we got to step it up. We got to get some automation.
We just got employees 5 years ago too. So it was just the two of us for many years. Yeah. And so, there was times like that more on his end, I would say, than my end, because he was doing all the physical labor of it. I was catching shirts for him at the end of the dryer and stuff, but I've never been pulling the squeegee myself, so I've always been the business end of it.
Yeah, that was probably the all-in moment of like, all right, if we can't get finance at this point, we're pretty young in business. If we can't get finance for a press, I don't know how much longer we're looking to do this. Actually manually run a shop. So.
Well, that's something we kind of want to talk to you guys about. Is it seems like you are in that sweet spot where you can either hire a bunch of people or you can automate. And it seems like you guys are going more the automation route. Like you got the auto and then you just recently, I'm guessing, got darkroom automation.
We did, yeah.
Are you getting that stuff so that you can do it? Or are you getting it to just help out?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how much I'll be using it now that we got guys in there running the departments, but it's more or less just, planning for the future. Like we don't know how long employees are going to stick around. What if one day they all dip out on us and kind of back to, 3-4 man crew? Well, it's pretty hard to keep up with the amount of production we have to do. So just slowly bringing in the tools to keep the shop running smoothly and efficiently is really the goal. That started with the auto. And then I think a little bit while after that, we got into some embroidery. And then we just kind of looked at the screen room. We got some reclaim. I call it like semi-auto reclaim because it's not, full on chamber in one, screen in one side, out the other. It's more or less, you got an ink wash side, you got a pressure wash side. So you're still doing a little bit more of the handling of the screens.
Right.
But it beats standing there with the scrub brush and pressure washer. So
Andy, me and Bill had a discussion recently because we're bitter and sour and we're having HR issues and employee issues and whatnot. We were talking about what is the absolute least number of employees we could have to run the shop and be like not crushing it, but comfortable. You know what I mean? Like we're not like
I think that's where we are
work and we're not like whatever. We're just like, how many could we get it down to where we're just like printing jobs every day and where everybody gets paid well and we're comfy or whatever? Have you ever thought about that? Because I know you have like a lot of people.
We're kind of at a sweet spot right now. It was like we said, it was Britt and I for the majority of the time leading up to this. Slowly started bringing on some crew. We're at like a 4-man crew, including us, for probably a couple of years. Right now we're at 7, including us. Not everybody's full time though. We're doing 4-day a week work weeks. We're not doing 10s. We're just doing normal 8 hours. So everybody's, considered kind of part time. They're 32, 36 hours a week. Yeah.
But I feel like we finally have a good running machine here where we have, I think, the perfect amount of people right now. We would like to eventually get another press, but we don't want to go bigger than that. So it'd be nice to have one other printer, especially in the instance that somebody gets sick or whatever, Eric jumps in a lot when he's needed, but he's really taken more of a managerial role at this point. And I'm really happy with our crew right now. But I don't see us being able to do it with less, and I don't really want to manage too many more people.
We're kind of like where we got like one person almost in like every department. Like we have one girl over there doing the embroidery, and she pretty much handles that herself. I got one guy loading shirts, running the press. We got another guy that's kind of assistant to him, does some reclaim, does some screen room shit, and then we got two girls that come and help office work, check in, inbound, outbound kind of stuff. So we're kind of like sitting where it's like one person per department kind of deal.
Yeah. The only scary part about that is if you lose somebody quick or someone's out sick, then you have nobody for that spot.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would say. My answer to that question is that we're at where we need to be, because we have.
But that's not my question though. My question is like, if you had to, like, if you were like,
nobody
I can still not a
number wise.
No, I mean, so like, because we have PTO. So like, for example, people can take 2 weeks off, and so I think that means that there's always somebody that's going to be gone. And if there's not PTO, maybe they're sick. And so I think that when we're full strength, like we're still down a couple today, and so that means somebody has to support somewhere. And so I think that to run smoothly, we need everyone that we have. And if everyone is here, let's say we're all, it's full team, then there's always something to do. There's only maybe, January and February, we always talk about where it's a little bit slower and maybe we're looking a little bit for some work, but no, there's no way to function now. To answer that question slightly different, and that is maybe what you're going to is, hey, if we downsize somewhat,
I'm not even saying downsize. I'm saying if like there's like, we're just like, fuck it. Like, let's get rid of everybody who just has any issue. And it's just like, literally, we were like, we could get it down to 4 people.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to have the volume. You wouldn't be able to put out the volume that you do.
That's what
now.
I said. I said I would have to downsize that to whereas like we're just comfortable or whatever. And we're taking on only clients we want. Not that.
Yeah, but your situation is different.
I'm just saying that like
your situation is different. My rent's $14,000.
Yeah.
Like I gotta make that. Like, if we say, oh, let's just screw it. Let's half. Like let's just reduce down to half. Well, the rent doesn't reduce to half. You know what I mean? So it's like,
your production's got to stay the same to cover your costs. So
I
don't know, man. Like that's a
I don't know.
Question,
I feel like
I just feel like it's one of those things. Like if you're a ship captain and fucking everybody gets sick and you're out in the middle of the ocean, like how many people does it take to actually run the boat? Like, you have comfortably people doing things, but if you were like, nope, 4 of us badasses can like, one of us can like do this, and this, and then the other guy can handle this, and this. Like, that's my question.
Yeah, but you can't sustain that. Right. Yeah, sure. You could run the boat for a day or two with 4 people, but then all of a sudden you're going to start to break down and say like, man, this is too much overtime. This is too much fucking work. I need help.
My question was hypothetical. Like, I'm not like, I want to do this. I'm saying, if you had
the number.
Yeah.
So I think our number would be 1 down from where we are today. I think that would be our
5 or 6 of us.
Yeah.
We'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring more people on, honestly. I mean, I feel like we're at a good kind of number right now.
Yeah. So that's part of the answer to the automation question. Yes, we believe in the automation as far as like, because quite honestly, just finding people that want to work has been really difficult for us. We do have a good crew. I'm happy with where we're at, but like we've interviewed some real stinkers out there. So it's like, it's a tough market for employees. I'm sure you guys have the same type of situation going on too, but
but easier to keep the shop running when we have the automatic tools to do it. We got the auto coder. We just picked up CTS unit as of last week, so we upgraded that. So that's been a new thing in the shop. Actually, we had a smaller unit for the past couple months that I bought used. It's just, I'd consider it like almost like this entry level hobby. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's Exiles Freestyler, they call it. So it's just a real small format direct-to-screen unit. Slow as shit. I mean, it would take 15 minutes to print a 12 by 12 image on the screen, so didn't speed up our production there, but it was more or less getting into the world of, no films, so I mean, we kind of went into it knowing it was going to be, might not work out, but it will give us an idea if this is going to be something we want to pursue and buy a real unit, so, which only took about 2 months to realize that, all right, we do need bigger and better. So
yeah, the right tool.
Just recently did that. Yep.
Can we talk about your guys' you have kind of like a mobile unit?
A little bit, yeah. It's just little tow behind trailer, kind of a concession style trailer. We put in a pop out window on it, so we can open that up with a little countertop. Decked it out with shelving and racks in there.
I've always been interested in that style setup. Like I've always been more like I have the van and trailer, and we'll go and we'll set up a pop up tent and all that. But like I've always thought about doing it more like the food truck style or like the trailer style, like where you go, you fucking open the doors. Yeah. Like everything's already set up in there.
What it is. That's what's nice about it is you don't gotta, you can, but you don't have to put up an easy up, pull all your shit out. I mean, we don't really print out of there. It's more or less like pre-printed garments here in the shop.
Okay.
We take out and sell. So
just because we've done that and we never actually set it up in the trailer. We would always do like the easy up outside of the trailer, but have it still like as a home base, I guess you would say. Yeah. And so it just, we've had equipment issues, not necessarily, dryer issues, and then power supply issues and all kinds of things when you get out to these remote locations that we're like, okay, this is not working. So it's just so much easier, and we get better quality prints, printing here in the shop. And
well, we did it for the main event we print for in town, Cool Up Burnet's car show. So it's a week-long yearly event, and we handle all the merch for that. So we're the apparel vendor for that show. So that's basically why we got that thing.
It's funny that you say your best one is a car show, and we refuse all car shows.
Because you love those ones, right? I remember hearing you say that.
All of them. Because every single time someone comes up to you, they're like, "Oh, cool, you're making these? Can I get my car on a shirt?" And that's all we would hear. That's all we hear all day long is like, "Oh, but I don't have that car." Like, because they always want you to,
or they wanted a different shirt color or something. I think the first year we did it, I think the first customer came up and was like, "Where's all the good shit?" We're like, "Dude, we fucking printed 10 designs. We got all those options." Like, already getting feedback.
Very first year, we've always busted our ass for this show. And we get a lot of grateful people, but we also get a lot of crotchety people. And that's just part of the thing there. So we've done a lot of different events where it's been like, oh, this is so refreshing because like people are really stoked on everything. But I think the car show industry is just interesting in that way because a lot of them are old men who are set in their ways. And so I've just realized you just got to dish it back. So whatever they say, you just dish it back. And then that's when you start to build this rapport with them, So I just don't really take their shit.
Yeah, you talk shit, we talk shit back, man.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I know what you're saying though. That car show events, that's kind of.
Well, it's just they're so dead set on like, oh, I'm a fucking Chevelle guy or something.
Oh yeah,
I'm a this,
right?
And they're like, I won't buy that because that's not my car. That's not the right year.
Where's all the Mustangs?
Right.
Well, I think
it's not even worth it. I'm just like, dude, whatever.
I think the reason that we do pretty well with it is because the previous vendor that was doing it literally had one shirt, one option, we go like above and beyond, and we do all these options and have all these different styles and different cuts and tons of different artwork for them to choose from. So they're already getting such a larger selection from us. So I think, you're always going to get those people who are unhappy, and you can't ever make 100% of the people happy, but we have such a wider selection and variety that I think that's why we're a little bit more successful than they've seen in previous years. So they just kind of this has been a car show for 36 years. I can't remember the exact date. And we just started it in 2018. So, since we took over, I think we've just expanded the offering so much that people kind of already know what to expect. And then when they have all these choices, they're like, oh, this is actually really cool. So I guess that's my take.
Yeah, I just learned to roll with punches on that one.
Yeah.
So.
How do you guys gauge what to bring then if you're pre-printing? Like, do you just eat what you don't sell?
That's tough. We got a pretty good back stock here at the shop of stuff that didn't sell. So probably the first year we did it, we way overshot it. They gave us numbers from an old vendor that was probably 10 years prior. That's like all they had as a guide for us to go on. So we kind of based it close to that, probably way overshot it. But I think year after year, we just slowly kind of narrowing in on what seems to work. So,
and it's just a hugely successful event for us. So it's, even though we may have a lot of stock on hand, we still do well, and it makes it well worth the time and money we spend into it. The scary part is it's all our risk, mostly our reward. We cut them in, they get a percentage of our sales, but we take all the risk. So we're spending all the money up front to do this, which is huge in the middle of April when we've just gone through a slower season, January and February. We have to buy all that merch in January, basically, or February. So things can get a little narrow, but it's such a crapshoot on predicting what's going to sell. And so we've been lucky that we've sold out of most of the additional apparel every time we've done it. Cause so say we have 10 additional designs. We do a much smaller portion. So we maybe do 150 of each of those designs, in, various sizes. And then, we do like roughly 1,500, of the main event design. So,
that's a lot.
Yeah. So you got like the main theme design that's going on all their poster and all their marketing stuff. So the bulk of it is that. And then we design, she said 8 to 10 additional, however much we want, really. It's kind of balls in our court. So, which is kind of cool. We got freedom to do what we want. So we're not having to get approval on the designs or the style shirt, so it is kind of fun in that sense where we get a little flexibility and we're not just strapped to what a normal order would be, what customer wants.
Does that stuff have dates on it or anything, or can you resell back stock from last year?
The main shit does. Yeah. So,
so that was what I was going to kind of lead into. So in 2020, we got stuck with a lot of apparel that we were like all gung ho, and we were like ahead of the game in January, and then around rolls February.
Yeah, we'll start printing this shit early, so we already got into it before we had to get shut down. So luckily, like 3 or 4 of the designs we had pre-printed did not have dates on it, but the ones that did were the smaller orders, so like 150 piece orders or whatever, and we just kind of marketed it as like, this is the stuff you couldn't get, and it's kind of like a collector's item now, so. Yeah, the year that never happened.
It worked. We have a little bit left, but we had to sit on that stock for 2 years because 2 years the car show didn't happen. There was like a little show and shine in between that we got to sell some merch, but not enough to like compensate us for our losses, but I don't know. We made it work. We did a cool fundraiser in that time and like, I don't know, found other ways to make it work.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a cool event. We take that trailer out for like a full week because they have little pop-up show and shines at different local establishments all week long. So, we're towing that thing around all week long, hitting all these different little shows, popping up for a few hours, selling some shit, closing down, and go to the next one. So that was pretty cool though.
Definitely a marathon week.
So Brittany, you have something you call curated customer appreciation. Did I get that right?
Yeah, actually.
Good phrase. Yeah. Good term. Yeah.
I've just been wanting to do something to say thank you to our longtime loyal customers for a while. I had ideas. I was gonna do it last Christmas and probably 2 Christmases ago, and we have little kids, and I just didn't get around to it. So I decided that this year in June, when I had like a slower season, I was gonna sit down and totally like like I took like 10 clients and I planned these like curated packages for each one of them. And then we decorated them with their logos. And then I went out and like personally delivered them to quite a few of our clients. I still have a couple left that I have to go deliver, but this was just like a week ago or 2 weeks ago that we finally finished everything. So it was everything from like, we did for one client, they're a construction company. We did like those cooler lunch bag. They're like cornerstone lunch bags.
She did a great job on this. She kind of just kept it all industry specific, So like you said, we construction company, a gym, breweries, whatever it was. She sourced garments, bags, whatever apparel that
stuff that they hadn't done.
They do, So
I feel like this is kind of where I want to be gearing my direction. Right now I'm kind of customer service. I'm everything, on the admin and HR side. But I would like to be planning lines for people. So we have one big brewery client here in Reading that I've been doing sort of monthly meetings with and kind of doing line planning with them. So I just kind of pulled on that and like took stuff that I thought they would want to see going forward. And it kind of started with them and then I snowballed into the other clients, but just gave them some cool curated packages and they were all really stoked. And I felt like it was really personal. We put in like a nice thank you card in there, just thanking them for their business. But at the same time, like on the business minded side, I was also thinking about stuff that they would want for their employees or their businesses that they just hadn't thought about yet.
Yeah, shit, they didn't know we had access.
The items are things that you're hoping that they buy into and want to get more of, right? It's not just a gift. Right. It's like, hey, here's some ideas.
I'd say it's both. It is a gift in the sense like, hey, we appreciate all your business. Here's some cool merch. But it also opens their eyes to like, oh shit, this is pretty sweet. Let's order some of these.
I probably spend about $100 to $150 on each client, like with their merch. Like, so I got them some really nice jackets and like, some elevated items and then some lower price items like beanies that they had never done, which seems like such a go-to item, but what did that cost me? $2 or $3 to get a beanie or something, and then embroider it. So it was like a combination of higher value items and lower value items that they could pick and choose. But yes, essentially with the hope that, maybe this will get their wheels spinning about Christmas projects now instead of in December.
Right.
So
do you have a branded box or a branded bag or something you're giving them with this? Or is it just like you put it in a bag with tissue paper or something? And
no, I put it all in like special bags. So like for them with their logo on it. So like some of them were tote bags. Some of them were like
a duffel gym bag for the gym.
Yeah.
Embroider their logo on it and then
did those.
Put everything in that.
I don't know if from Sanmar, if you've seen, they have these like pretty cool backpacks they're cooler on the bottom and then a backpack on the top. So like you could stuff all your gear and like go to the beach with it, and then you could still have your like
I have a car or whatever. Those I take to the lake.
Yep, that one's awesome. We have one of those too. So I kind of I thought about Carhartt for some of these items too, but since they're such a higher price point, I also wanted to do stuff that was going to be feasible for them to get for their 50 employees or whatever it was, realistic. So
yeah, I think the thing, like I've thought about doing that for a long time, and I've done more like I like the idea you're inspiring me to do it more randomly in the middle of the year. Like I've always done it when I'm like, oh, this would be cool to do as like a Christmas gift, like an appreciation Christmas gift. But the problem is that when it gets to be that season, you got so much other shit going on that you're like, oh, I didn't do this. And like, I've also done like cookies and stuff. Like I ended up making some for Andy once where like I had a cookie maker, like do their logo on cookies and made them really cool.
That's so cool.
But like, I like the idea of just making like a branded box and sending it out. And I've always thought about doing it. It's just, I always get caught up on like the branding of the package that gets sent to them. You know what I mean? Like you're hand delivering these. I'm more thinking, okay, here's like 100 clients that I want to spend, say $30 or $40 on. And then I'll just like make a box that's like all fully branded with our stuff and everything. And I'm always like 75% of the way into it. And then I'm like, oh, I got this other thing I got to do. And then
Yeah, it's an undertaking.
It took me like a month to do and I wasn't even executing obviously like the decoration part of it, but I was just planning everything down to like when I finally went to order it, and I'm just doing everything else in between. And then finally like carving out these little times of when I could work on this project. But that's why I started it in June, because like you said, come October, November, December, I'm so busy doing other stuff that it just doesn't happen. I actually bought a bunch of thank you gifts last year, I think it was. I bought all these things from Costco. It was like cookie tins, and just because I was like, I kind of ran out of like inspiration, and I bought all these cookie tins, not as cool as yours, like custom made, and then popcorn, like I don't know if you've ever had their like delicious popcorn that they have, the chocolate
Andy,
covered stuff.
You're a Costco guy. Do you have this special popcorn?
Well, they had these Christmas packs, and so I was going to go deliver these to more clients, but I just got busy, and then I ended up handing them out to our employees and our family instead, because I didn't get around to actually going and thanking our clients personally. So I just like had to make this a goal, because these have been long-standing clients. Most of them have been with us for like many years, and I just wanted to, I really did want to show our appreciation to, how much they have grown our business.
And it's local. I mean, 95% of what we do is, local business work, so a little easier to kind of hand deliver all that to them.
The real question to this is it successful? Like, yeah, you gave them a gift, and like I'm sure they appreciated it, but is it successful in the fact of they were interested in what you gave them?
Yeah, already, man. I think within a couple of days of some of them receiving it, they turned around and were like, "Hey, we like this, and this, and let's see what shoot me over a cost on this stuff." So
yeah, I've gotten a couple orders. I have a couple still more. I think I have 3 more people to deliver these packages to, but almost immediately, every one of the customers, I pretty much have a good rapport, and like I'm on like a text messaging basis with a lot of these clients, so I try not to give out my number that often, but these are all individuals that I'm comfortable. They don't like text me where it's inappropriate or, constant or anything like that. So I feel like every one of them reached out like right away and was like, "This is so cool. Thank you." And it was just kind of a fun thing to like go make somebody's day too. Like I took my little boy to go drop off these things because he comes with us on Fridays. And so I'm like, well, I'm running errands with him. And it was just kind of a fun thing.
I think it's really cool. It's really cool that you're hand delivering them. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like walking
That's one of my questions is I have 2 things. One, I really like that you're doing it now or just at different times of the year than say Christmas, because it's not expected. It's and I guess during the holidays you get lost with everything else that's coming in, like the popcorn tins and all that kind of stuff. Or if you're doing it now,
might get looked over.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, it's unexpected and we're not getting all these gifts from everyone else, and here you are with your stuff. I really like that.
Yeah.
And then the other question I had was, how do you approach, like with Dylan, he's talking about, if I bought 100 of these things and I sent them out to people, he just mails them and they arrive at their office or whatever. For you, you're hand delivering them. Do you call them and say, "Hey, this is Brittany. I've got some stuff I want to drop off," and arrange it? Or do you just pop in? Like, how do you handle that?
Yeah, no, I called. That's why I haven't delivered it to a couple of the clients, because I didn't get a hold of them. One of them was out like back east for a week. And so I just emailed all of them and said, "Hey, I have a little gift for you. I want to just swing by. Is that cool?" And like, I think 6 of them were available, and I just made this like big loop through the town and just like went and delivered them all one after the next.
It's probably more impactful than an employee of theirs handing them over something and then just receiving something. One client we have is over on the coast, a few hours away. We'll have to ship that one, but
see, that was my thing with the shipping and making it branded and all this other stuff, is that how many things do we get daily from like distros and all this other stuff where you open it and it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, why do I want this? Like, why did you send me this?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather be like, oh, this is a really cool box where you like feel bad to throw it away. And you know what I mean? And then you open it and it's like you said, it's stuff that's like specific to them, or it's like a really cool item. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, here's like a fucking random goodie bag with like some coasters and like a, Just random
Yeah.
shit that you get sometimes. You're like, why do people even buy this? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want this at all. Like, I would rather it be like really
Yeah.
cool things where they're like, oh, like I definitely like this, or even if I don't like it, like I'll give it to somebody else because it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to
Yeah, I
put that
think-
stuff together.
Yeah, I think the thing was that like that's why it took me so long is to actually think about what would work well for them as like individual clients and like something that they would like personally, but also what would work for their industry overall, So I just really I wanted it to be thoughtful, and there was more clients that I wish I could have just kept going with this, but it's like at some point I had to like kind of draw the line on what and maybe we'll do it again in a few months or after the Christmas season down the road and do it for different clients on maybe a smaller scale or something. But it might be something that we'll consider in the future too. But this was just for, like I said, like our top 10, like, really basing it on the relationship we had and also the financial side of things that, they're spending lots of money with us. So
yeah, I think it was really cool that it was like
cool.
super curated for each person.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was a fun
Agreed.
project.
I have a provocative statement. I'd like to hear your insight. So here we go. It's just a statement, or it's just a sentence, I should say. Happiness is solving problems. What does that mean to you, both of you guys, all of you guys?
Yeah.
Shit, you go ahead with this one.
I don't know. I feel like I am a problem solver. I feel like I definitely, it's gratifying. So that is kind of like
Depends on how many problems you got to solve throughout the day, I guess.
right.
I feel like sometimes I just walk around the shop from area to area just trying to problem solve. So
yeah.
But
It could get tedious, but like I do like that. Like I guess I had a client yesterday call me about some fundraising that we do lots of fundraising, but this particular angle I had never gone about it, and I was like, hey, I'm happy to help you like pencil this out. Let's like figure out how we want to do this. We need to figure out like what are you trying to achieve financially, and like we'll basically outline it. And so she was like, well, let me brainstorm, but I was like, I'm always happy to help. So I think that it does bring me happiness. Anybody else?
You want me to dive into this?
Yeah, Dylan, what you got?
I could talk about this for a while because that's been my life for the past year and a half. I'm trying to, not to get too deep, but I'm trying to figure my shit out to a degree. And I came to terms with recently that I can't get involved in everybody's business. You know what I mean? Like everybody around me, friends, employees, like all this sort of stuff. I feel like I'm a people pleaser and I try to like help everybody with their shit. And I feel like I've come to terms with like, I just need to let them make their own mistakes and let them do their own thing and figure their own shit out. And I need to worry about me. And like recently I'm more like, I just have been thinking about like big picture problems, and it gets overwhelming when you think that there's like, 15, 20 of them I have to tackle. So I think the happiness thing for me recently, like, I don't know, I say recently, but maybe like the last like 2 weeks is like, just take the problems as they come daily and like do one or two and then
Like chip away.
okay, that's done. And like, I feel good at the end of the day of like, I completed 2 tasks that I needed to get done, and then like do the next thing and do the next thing. And I think that's it though. I think the happiness is like, I'm accomplishing these things, but I'm doing them like little by little as they come and not worrying about like the big picture or everybody else's bullshit.
Yeah, it doesn't overwhelm you in that sense where you got, like you said, a fucking list of shit to do. So
I just feel like for forever I was like the one who had to handle everybody's shit, and it's like, I'm done. Like, you guys do your own.
Yeah,
you guys
not
do
no
your
more.
own stuff. Not no more. That's like, it's not my fucking problem anymore.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I think if you take on too many, I mean, it's one thing if you have a friend and they're going through something and you help them out, but if you take on too much, well then, yeah, and also if it's type of friend that it's like a repetitive pattern, they're always in trouble. There's always drama and you're like, wait,
that's
I
it.
can't do
That's
all
it,
your.
exactly. I need to just step away and be like, if you're going to make this stupid decision, then you're going to crash and burn and you're going to learn from it. I'm not going to swoop in and save you every time.
Yeah. I mean, I asked that question because I was on Reddit the other day and I saw this thread and they were talking about like how sucky a 40-hour work week is. And like, I can't believe, 40 hours of my week is spent working and, I need to be doing something else. Like I need to be doing stuff for me, for my time or for myself. And what got me thinking, like, I never even have thought, in fact, I think 40 hours is not much, that's like a pretty short week. Mm-hmm. And so I thought why is that their conclusion? Why do they think that? And I think it's because whatever they're doing is boring. Whatever job that they have, they're not solving problems, because if there's a puzzle, we love puzzles. Human beings, we deliberately choose to solve puzzles. It's fun. And I just look at it like here at the shop, there's always a problem. And yeah, sure, when there's a bunch of them, it's stressful and you're like, well, this sucks. And if you're on prednisone, maybe you get pissed and yell a little bit, but most of the time you're not. And so I think that happiness comes from that. Happiness comes from going on press and saying, well, why isn't this thing right? Yeah, it's a challenge. And then you figure it out and that's rewarding. Oh, that's fucking cool. Like we did it and we overcame it or whatever. Yeah. And my opinion is that if those people go and reduce down to whatever number they think is, less work, let's say it's 20 hours, they're not going to be happier. They're still going to work that shit job that they don't like. And then those other 20 hours, what are they going to do? So my thing is just find something you like. And I think we're all so lucky because we have these shops and like you guys found screen printing almost 20 years ago or whatever you said, and so you fell in love with the, whatever it is about it, because you can never really master screen printing. It's very hard. Right. I'm still figuring shit out. And so maybe that's it, maybe that's what it is.
Constant puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Constant puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah. The on-press problems, man, those are still fun to jump out there and troubleshoot, like you said, what's going on? How do we fix this issue or make this print look better in a sense? Because I feel like there's so many things you can do to adjust things on press it's constant variables over there. So
I feel like that's what's been cool about working with my husband is seeing how he's adapted to that and taken on challenges in that way. Because I feel like you've been really resourceful and figured out different ways to achieve things. And something that we've had to be really resourceful is we only have a 6-color press. So Eric has taken on heavy color count jobs and reduced them, and they still look really fantastic.
It's forced us to kind of rethink how we got to print this job. Someone shoots over some crazy sim process job. It's like, okay, well, we're pretty limited, but we can blend some colors to get some other colors, this and that. But I feel like the challenge running a 6-color press has almost made us a little bit more of a better printer in a sense, because we've been able to troubleshoot these difficult jobs and get through them and still make them look badass
and soft and nice and
we're
wearable.
Still printing 6 colors because I got the Saber, which has the flashback. So I mean, we're still able to print 6 colors on press. We're not eliminating the head for a flash. That's mainly why I bought that press. Our last shop, limited space, smaller footprint. I was like, well, shit, it's got the flashbacks. We run 6-color jobs almost weekly. They run slower, obviously, because you're waiting on flashes and shit like that. But yeah, it's made me really get creative in, the color stepping process of how we can make this print work. And luckily we don't have real strict clients with, I got to hit specific Pantones and this has got to be exact. We got pretty good flexibility on, how we can alter artwork for the most part, as long as they're, okay with it and approval wise. But so it's more of a low stress atmosphere. I think most of our clients are, so that definitely happy about. So
we find that the smaller clients are always the more particular clients than our larger clients are usually super easygoing with stuff.
You guys had mentioned that you had some shop hacks that you wanted to talk about.
Shop hacks. Yeah. Did that segment kind of die off? Everybody kind of got redundant, or?
I feel like we should bring it back. I feel like we need there's new stuff now. It's been a while, but we're always happy to take it when people have them.
Yeah. I got one I don't think I ever heard is when we're printing sleeves of fleece, we just have a standard sleeve platen, but I would assume most people are using web tack on their fleece. But I don't know if anybody's doing anything to kind of control the overspray, especially on like a sleeve platen, but we'll cut out like a little template, little stencil, cardboard bigger than your palette, cut out the sleeve in the middle, set it right on top, spray it, catches all the overspray. So
are you setting it, spraying it, and pulling it back off?
Yeah. So you're basically get your larger than platen size cardboard.
Yeah.
Trace out your platen, cut it out, and then it's just a stencil template you're laying on top. And you get one spray of the web, and it catches all your overspray, so that shit's not getting on all your knobs all over the floor. So because you can't really control the web tack too much, especially on a small width platen like that. So that's been a pretty good one for us, I feel like. We don't like to print a lot of fleece, but hey, when we do, I guess that's what we'll do, So into the dryer folding table, it works well if you have like specific boxes that you're always using. Like Andy, I saw you Dylan, you got a bunch of boxes, but I just pretty much tape off a template on our stacking table at the end of the dryer. So whenever whoever's bulk folding at the end, kind of keep that fold within your taped perimeter of the box, so like that fold is going to fit in the box when you go put it in. And you start dealing with larger upsizes, doubles, triples. You start folding those in. You're kind of guessing how tight you need to fold them in to fit them in that box. So I just found it was helpful to kind of tape off the dimensions of the box at the end of the table. And then you can just grab your stack, lay it on that, fold it up. And if it's fitting within
so you're folding it like in dozens and then laying it out and then putting another one on top and then continuing until you have like a box width?
No, I'm just like, say I'm laying out 12 on the table. I lay them flat. Then I got my tape going down on the table. I'm just folding on top of that, making sure that bulk fold is fitting within the tape.
Right.
And then either put it in the box or push it aside. But you just know like that's going to fit in that size box, and they're not going to have to kind of smash it in there or kind of manipulate it to get it in there and in a different way once you go to box it up, basically. So
yeah, we've kind of had to deal with that too. I don't know if it's exactly that, but like something similar where like Chris is like a master folder packer to where he basically counts everything in, puts it in the box that needs to go in, writes on the box what's in the box. So like the customer knows like this is, the larges and extra larges of this design, whatever, in the box. And then he also like makes the shipping label already and like puts it on the box. So like everything in that box is 100% ready to go before it's printed. Like it's box 1 of 6 or whatever it is, already shipping labels, everything's done. So basically when they go to put it on press, they're putting this box, unloading it on the cart, and then they put like a green sticker on the top of that stack, so that when it comes off the dryer, they know, okay, this was this box's worth of stuff. So basically the hard part is like if Chris packs it so well beforehand, and then the person at the end of the dryer doesn't pack it as well, it doesn't necessarily fit in the box. So we had that problem for a while, but now that we got new boxes, we kind of have like a little more play. But like, we had that. I guess it depends on the person at the end of the dryer, but we don't really have that problem anymore. Totally. But it was a problem before. And like if you loosely pack shit and just throw it in the box, it doesn't fit.
Yeah. Right. And that helps with new employees down there at the end.
Definitely. It makes sense. I mean, why not just have the dimensions?
It's just a quick visual. It's a quick visual,
Kind of like Kyle with the tape.
If you're using a lot of standard set size boxes, so
yeah.
So
I like those. Those are good.
That's been pretty helpful. I would say I had the hack of doing the split roller squeegee, but they seem to come out with that already, so I can't take credit for that. But yeah, we had a couple of roller squeegees for a while. We ended up notching out the middle so we can actually roll some, polos or zip ups or whatever. So gotta have that split in there, Yeah, we just hacked that blue rubber out, so got it down to where it's still compressing on the sides of the zipper. So
That's cool.
We don't really use roller squeegees much anymore. We got Stampinator on press, so we pretty much run that for most shit. But I mean, can't really stamp items with zippers anyway, so
Yeah.
doesn't apply to that.
Do you find that the Stampinator?
We also did.
Do you find that the Stampinator slows you down at all, or you can keep pace just fine?
I think we can keep pace with it. It'll stamp fairly quick. We run all low cure inks here, so they're going to stamp or flash a little bit quicker. It's got its drawbacks though. I mean, it's tough on the type of press we have with table up, you know, because you're stamping anything and everything regardless if you have that on there.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're kind of shimming it up off of the screen clamps. We'll put a couple squeegee blades in there to lift it up, shim it up. So if we don't want to stamp something, anything with seams or zippers, you know, it's not going to work. So,
Yeah.
you know, you got to be a little bit more mindful of the garments going on there. But for your everyday t-shirts, yeah, it's cruising right along. Seen great results with it. So we also will, in that sense, where I'm saying you can't stamp certain garments, we've actually notched out the rubber on some of our platens on like the backside for like a V-neck to drop in there. So if you flip your platen around, you got your rubber kind of already notched out. So when you load a V-neck, that portion of the V-neck sits low.
That's
so it's
awesome.
all nice and flush. So yeah,
I never heard of that one.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't affect it it doesn't affect your daily use on it if it's on the back end of it all day long, and you got some V-necks, you can flip that pallet around and use it. So even just printing, you know, sometimes that squeegee blade interference with like a zipper or V-neck or something, you know, squeegee's not getting that right pressure right there. Just sits that fabric down lower so everything's nice and flush.
Dylan,
So,
you know, Eric comes and he brings back the shop hacks, and he doesn't just bring one and throw it up there like some softball bullshit. Like he has 4. Like he comes serious.
I might have a couple more.
Oh,
He's got even more.
Come on.
Well, this one, I'm sure other shops are using little indicators for maybe you got like misprints going down the dryer or something, but we just made a bunch of use those little cleanup cards, kind of labeled a bunch of things like, you know, you got garments with holes, misprints, needs a spray out or something.
Are they different colors? The cards, did you make them different colors? Like
we just wrote on the card what it was. Yeah, we just wrote what it is. So that way, you know, into the dryer, they know there's a hole and not a misprint.
We do that
So
too,
right
but
how do you guys handle?
Well, our cards that we put down the dryer do have, it's written on there, but also there's a color. And so it's kind of, you visually see, you kind of recognize, that's a certain color, kind of know what it is without even reading it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great idea. I think that, you know, because otherwise on our dryers, they're so long, you're just shouting down, you can hardly hear. And sometimes they have a headphones in.
Totally.
So it's just great to have a card go down the dryer.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Something coming down, they can automatically see there's an issue with that.
Yeah.
What do you guys do when you have garments with holes, defects? Are you printing them, putting them in the box, letting the customer know? Are you leaving them out? Replacing it with another garment? What do you guys typically do when that happens?
We take it out and then we just notify the customer that shirt had a hole in it or had an issue, and then see if they want to credit.
Yeah.
Or we'll just refund them.
Just kind of run it by them.
If it's a thing where there's like, okay, there's 10 shirts with a hole in it, then we'll reprint them. But if it's just one shirt, we'll just be like, hey, we'll credit you for the next one. But we have these cards basically at the end of the dryer that they get filled out if there's any kind of mistake at all, like any misprint, any issue, anything.
Smart.
And then the card comes into first it goes to the salesperson whose job it was, and then it goes to the ordering person, and they know after the salesperson, hey, we're reordering this garment or whatever. And then we have like a spreadsheet of like all the issues we've ever had, to where at the end of the year I can look at it and be like, oh, hey, this press always had issues with tack, or this press always had problems with running out of ink. So that way I can go to that person and like, be like, hey, we need to like retrain on like gluing pallets. Or
you go to that person, you're like, hey, you know, we're downsizing right now, and so
hey, fuck you, get out of here.
Yeah, excuses. Yeah.
So do you guys build in a damage allowance? Like, do you guys say that on your invoices or anything like that?
the terms technically say it's like 3% or 5% or something. I can't remember what it is.
It's always those jobs where people are ordering like the specific amount, and it's like, got to get a couple extra if you're trying to,
we rarely ever call it out. Like usually if the customer's a dickhead, I'll be like, well, we have a 5% misprint allowance. But like most of the time I'm just like giving them a credit or their money back or reprinting it if it's something.
Same. I'm the same. I like to adjust
invoice or something.
The invoice. Yeah.
I have
I feel like it becomes a little bit of a dilemma. Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
No, Brittany, you go, and then I'll say mine.
Oh, I said, I think it just becomes a little bit of a dilemma when they've already paid. We mostly do 50% down and then the remainder due on pickup. But some people will choose to pay, in full, and and I'm like, well, I can't really adjust it. So I'll do a credit on their account sometimes, or
because you hate shorting somebody.
I hate shorting people.
Exactly. And so here's my unpopular opinion. We fix everything. And I know Dylan doesn't want to hear this like a broken record. I've said this before, I'm sure. But if we are printing an order for somebody, and let's say it's 100 shirts, then they're getting 100 shirts. The only way they don't is if it's a rush or if it's due, like a firm due date is today, and for whatever reason we're printing it day of, and it's for an event. Of course, we can't get them a fix. But why we do that is because if I'm ordering 10 pizzas from Domino's, and then I go to Domino's, and then I pull up to the window, and I'm like, okay, I'm here for my 10 pizzas, and they go, oh man, sorry, but we only have 8. We fucked up 2 of them, and we burnt them. I'm like, well, but I ordered 10. Well, but we got 8. I can credit you though, Andy. I'd be like, well, fuck you. Why would I? It just doesn't make sense. If you order 100 shirts here, if you order 83 shirts here, you're getting 83 or you're getting 100. And I know it sucks because we're going to, like, just yesterday, we printed 2 fix orders for, one was a misprint. One had holes. I think one of them was a 4-color front, 3-color back. You know what I'm getting at? Like, that sucks to set that up.
Yeah, for sure.
But it also sucks to go to Domino's when you've ordered 10 pizzas and only get 8.
Yeah.
They can make you any pizza you want in fucking like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not setting up a fucking 12-color front, 6-color back for one shirt. I'll tell them to suck a dick to their face.
So I will try to go grab, we have a lot of back stock here of just random garments, and I will try to find something comparable to replace it with if I can. But yeah, if we have a 6-color front, 6-color back, and there's 5 damaged shirts in there, or even not even that. That's pretty rare. So like 1 damaged shirt, and we don't have anything that we can physically replace it with. Well, one is probably going to get shorted. So this is the other part of it is I order extras all the time. Now you can't predict what's going to be ruined, but I will throw in an alternate size to make up for the misprinted item or whatever, even if it's a slightly different color, because we are pretty flexible with a lot of our clients, and we let them choose a number of colors, a number of styles in their print run. And so sometimes it's like, oh, well, that's an entirely different garment. I ordered charcoal, and this one's a military green or something that got messed up, but I'll throw in the charcoal was like, sorry, this is what we had to replace it with. And sometimes that's a problem when somebody's ordering exactly the amount of shirts for the individual person that they're, fulfilling this order for. But 99% of the time it's like, oh, cool. Well, we'll just, it's an extra large instead of a large or whatever, so we try to handle it that way. But I really do offer credits even in those circumstances where I try to make it right, and then also offer a credit on the account to like help the situation.
Speaking of that, though, as far as like setting up high color count jobs, what we've done for some of our clients, as long as they're, in agreement with it, sometimes we'll print mainly like these sim process jobs that are going to take a little bit of setup time, a little bit of test printing, get that ink flowing right, the build up, the blends and shit like that. Get a lot of time test printing. Sometimes we'll double their order. Say they want 100 shirts. We'll be like, all right, we'll print the 100 and then we'll order additional 100, print them at the same time. You don't owe us for that, but when you're ready to reorder, we already have them printed. That way we're not setting that job up again. And it's more so probably for, the smaller shop where it's, They may not have a CTS, and registering screens on press is going to take a little bit longer. Where you get through a job, you're like, shit, that took a while to set up. It took a lot of test prints to get right, and then shit, they want to reorder another month. You're like, oh fuck, I gotta go through all that shit again, But
so we just make them agree to purchasing the same quantities, basically. So they're responsible. So that's really, it is a partnership in that sense, where it's like, they can't just go, oh, well, I wanted to switch up my numbers a little bit. It's like, well,
yeah, it works well for our good customers that come back. They order the same design a lot. And then we're printing it that much they're ready for a reorder.
More of a partnership than it is just a
reorder. And it works great because it's like in 2 months when they want it, we have it. They don't have to wait. We don't have to set it up, print it again. We just hold that stock and then
we give them
pick it up. So
the higher print, like quantity break. So they're getting that benefit out of it. They're getting the cost. They're not having to pay for the second run of 100, and they're getting the quantity break price. But
it's kind of a win-win. Yeah. It's just something we've tried with some of our customers, and where we've noticed they're constantly ordering this high color count job. Right. That seemed to work pretty well. So it's a little production.
Okay, so I think we are at the portion of the show where we do this over under. And so I have 9 things over here. You let me know if you think they're overrated, underrated, or properly rated. First one is holidays.
Holidays.
One.
I'm going overrated.
I think they're
fucking going to Costco yesterday. They got Christmas trees up. I'm just like, dude, no.
I think they're properly rated. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I think the amount of time which they're.
I'm like a month per holiday is cool. Like you got October for Halloween, you got the next month Thanksgiving, December's Christmas, right on. But
it's funny because we
stretch it all out. Christmas for like three months. It's like
I just brought home a couple Halloween things, and Eric was like, "Absolutely, this is not going up anytime soon." I was like, okay, I'll put it. But
Scrooge over here, I guess.
No, just that. I think that there's fun, especially that we do have little kids. Like there's so much fun in celebrating the holidays.
I like them. I just don't like them stretched out. But
that's what she said.
No, you guys. What you guys got on that?
I am a Scrooge when it comes to that stuff. My favorite is Thanksgiving, just because I like to eat. But I think like birthday and Christmas is like those. Thanksgiving, birthdays, and Christmas are like the holiday. That's good. And Halloween. But like the fucking Valentine's Day and like I don't know, there's a couple other ones. What is there?
Oh yeah.
There's just bullshit. Like it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I asked.
We do 6 pay.
I just asked that because we just went through a holiday here, and kind of
like Labor Day.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not
anyway. It is officially.
I mean, it is, but like nobody celebrates it. They just are like, oh, I guess I'll have a day off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, next we have apple pie.
The best.
Apple pie.
I guess I would have to say it's underrated because it's delicious.
It's the one and only pie that's worth a damn.
What kind, though?
We'll give it a good rating. How about that?
Oh, I'll give you what kind. Ready? Costco.
Rated good.
Yes. Okay. Is it Dutch? Is it just the regular, like, standard crust? Like, which I like the Dutch one.
Yeah, I like them all, but then I just got one at Costco this weekend, and it was like the diameter of it had to be like 2 feet, maybe bigger.
Shit. You can do with all that.
$12.
Take that home?
Yeah, we had.
It was for his OnlyFans content.
Shut up.
Yeah.
He dove into it.
So I think we're all underrated, especially the OnlyFans part. So number 3, pocket prints.
Pocket prints. On pocket? Above pocket?
Yeah, like actually on the pocket. On the pocket.
Oh, on the pocket.
Overrated.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of them. It seems a little unnecessary at times, so I guess overrated.
Overrated. I feel like the price point is overrated also for pockets.
For that little extra pocket
Yeah.
on there.
I have a hard time justifying.
I think it's more like an old school thing because I feel like anytime anybody ever asks us for pockets is because it's for like old school contractors that like to have a place to put their cigarettes.
Yeah, or a car show. Yeah.
Like I need the pocket.
Okay, car
that's where I
show.
put my fucking marbs.
Dude, the first year we did that car show, all the old guys wanted the Henleys, like the 3 buttons with, does it have a collar? I don't even know.
Collar.
Just like a t-shirt with buttons.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, next year we did it and fucking, we sold like 2. We're like,
they have
not taking your feedback anymore.
They actually just came out with a couple new styles I saw on SNS, which look nice, but I think they're too lightweight for the car show guys.
Yeah.
So,
it's like those people who bitch and moan when you have a store open for something and they're like, oh, I wish you had 4X. And then the next time you get like 5 or 6 4Xs and not a single one sells and then you're stuck with them.
No, just sit there.
You just don't. You just do, nope, we don't have your size. Sorry.
Yep, exactly.
Overrated, I take it? Okay. Next, before bed, hot shower.
Before bed, hot
Underrated.
shower.
Underrated.
Yeah, I guess it'd be
especially in the summer.
Yeah.
Like having
hot
a
shower
nice
in the summer?
I just like having like a night. It doesn't even necessarily be hot. I just like a nice shower before bed to where I don't have like the sweat and grime and everything from the day. It's like you're just like fresh and you like get in bed.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what it is for me, is like getting into a clean bed with clean sheets. Like that feels great. But
unless you jump in the pool and the chlorine gets you, and you're all good. So.
Right.
I love lately, because of my back, I've been doing this. I shower in the morning, right? And then at the end of the day, I've been showering extra scalding hot practically for my back.
Double day kind of guy, huh?
Yeah. It's so relaxing. I love it. And so it's a new thing in my routine. And I love.
Must be a bath guy too.
Not in the, I think we talked about this. I was taking, what was it? What were those? What's that salt bath? Whatever that's called. Epsom.
Bath salts.
Oh yeah.
Not Epsom. Yeah, bath salts. Next is bartending.
Like being the bartender?
Yeah,
underrated.
I'm the drink maker.
Okay.
I enjoy it. I've never actually done it professionally. Like I just enjoy making drinks for us and our friends and stuff. But I would say it's overrated in the general sense that like there's so many people that have just like been a bartender. Like I guess that's my answer.
I always think it's one of those. It seems like one of those jobs that would be really fun if I gave up on life. Where I was just like, I mean it. Like if I was just like one day I was like, fuck this, fuck screen printing, fuck everybody I work with, fuck them. I could just go work at like some biker bar and just like sit behind a counter and just be like you talk to people all day, you make them drinks, you just hang out and chill. Like
you're their best friend.
You're just, you say fuck life. You just go make new bar friends. And I don't even
what
drink.
About all those shitty drinkers that are assholes? You don't like going to
those are the ones I want to hang out with though.
Okay, fair enough.
I just want to be that.
What about you, Andy?
Well, I was a bartender last weekend for the first time, and I loved it. I was like, so
you might give up on life.
I think I'm going to sell the shop.
Giving up on it. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're at the right spot, if you're bartending the right spot, I think it's a good gig.
But do you be one of those people that's like fucking throwing bottles around and like throwing shit
like
behind
cocktails,
your back?
like Tom Cruise?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Be breaking shit.
I would not be one of those people.
No.
Next one. I don't know why I put this, but we'll see. Yeah. Comfort colors.
Underrated.
We don't do a lot of them.
I think they're underrated.
I'd say underrated too.
I got one as a sample recently, and I love it as my nighttime shirt. It is a good one. So I think underrated.
Yeah,
but they're
underrated. It's my favorite shirt. Sucks to print, but it's my favorite shirt.
Oh, really? They're kind of a pain in the ass to print?
They don't suck to print. They're just linty.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't get a lot of requests.
They're a higher priced item too. So I don't know. I feel like, it has to be the right customer, but definitely underrated. I think we could do a lot of cool stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
I like them a lot. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Number 7, cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Underrated.
Properly rated. I like
You-
cream cheese, but I don't go crazy.
I don't go crazy with it either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bagel
in
only.
New York, it's more cream cheese than bagel.
Oh shit.
So
Mhm.
it depends on the
You
cream
call it
cheese. Like, are you
schmear?
are you getting a schmear of cream cheese? Like, is it like freshly made cream cheese, like from the bagel shop, or is it just like fucking what is that?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia
Philadelphia.
cream cheese
Yeah.
from the store.
So first of all,
I'd say maybe the flavored shit is overrated. I'll go with that.
yeah, no, don't get that. That's a mistake. Yeah, you don't get any
Yeah,
flavored
yeah.
cream cheese. You need to get the whipped, okay? And here's the thing: you put it. I know everybody has it in their head. Oh, bagels and cream cheese, but it goes on so many other things. Like I use cream cheese to make a like a cheese sauce. Like let's say we're making
True,
dinner or
yeah.
whatever, and it's part of the cheese sauce. That is, it's not the only part, but it's part of the cheese sauce. And so I also can dip anything in there I want, like crackers and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
delicious. It's a great snack.
I put it in my
cucumber sandwiches?
guacamole.
You do it in guacamole, cream cheese?
Yeah, so I just do. It's really basic. It's like just fresh avocado. They got to be the good ones. Some pico de gallo, chopped up cream cheese like in little tiny squares and mix it in there real good. And then a squeeze of lime and some salt and pepper. It's the way to go.
Sounds good.
You said comfort color is overrated, underrated. I'm gonna say Richardson 112 hat. Man, I swear like everybody comes into the shop wanting that hat.
What are you wearing right now?
Hopefully not a 112.
I can't say. I'm a hat guy. I always wear a hat. I feel naked without a hat. Andy knows that because we went to dinner and the fucking waiter made me take my hat off and I felt naked.
Well, first of all, it wasn't the waiters. It was a lady. She came up and she
came up like right to my ear and was like, "Sir, you have to take your hat off."
Oh shit.
I was just like, "Fuck you." Took my hat off, sat there.
looked very, very
Bummed
very,
out.
No, looked
was
very
so
handsome. It was a nice dinner. All right.
Anyway,
Last,
I'm fully overrated on the 112, so that's why I bring that up, because I feel like it's just so many people request it, and it's like there's so many other options out there, and they're just stuck in their ways. But
I didn't hear your guys' answer though. Dylan, you didn't want to answer. You couldn't say. Andy, did you answer?
for the Richardson.
Yeah.
It's not the hat I go to. I like the value. I like trucker hats, like the value cab,
yeah,
cheap foam, whatever. So I don't wear,
hard to say.
I'm not an everyday hat wearer guy. So
Yeah.
Do your
The reason
clients,
why I
though?
can't say anything is because they don't fit me. Like I have to wear a fitted hat that I have to like custom order because I have such a massive head.
Well, it's just, I think it's more or less like about our clients that so many of them just, that's all they want. They
it's our
only want the
go-to.
Richardson.
It's like if somebody wants that style hat, that's what we go to. Like that's what we pick because
we find the YP Classic, the retro trucker stitches cleaner than the Richardsons too.
Yeah, we always get a little trouble on the machines with Richardson, but they're a little more troubleshooting on those, but that's about it.
I don't know. I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
well, guys,
No say.
thanks for talking shop with us. And
Thanks for having us.
thank you for bringing back shop hacks, if not just for one episode. Maybe it's
Yeah.
You
Keep 'em going, man.
We'll keep it going, and it's all your fault.
Exactly, yeah. Keep hearing the same shit over and over. You know who to blame.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. We hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.
Same to you. All right, guys. Thanks
Bye.
again.
Bye, guys. Later.